Ubisoft CEO claims company's goal is not to push any specific agenda as Star Wars Outlaws sales flop and Assassin's Creed Shadows delay after negative reception. But despite this, it still works with Sweetie Baby Inc., who do claim to push agendas and to, quote, burn the gaming industry down. In a press release where Ubisoft revealed it was revising its expected Q2 net bookings down from 500 to 370 million due to poor sales from Star Wars Outlaws, along with announcing a delay for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and revealed the company was going to launch a review of itself. The CEO then said, "In the light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the Executive Committee, under the supervision of the Board of Directors, is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher-performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders." He then finishes saying, "Finally, let me address some of the polarized comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company, creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy." Now, a self-review is nothing considering that most companies always say the famous line of, "We did not find anything wrong." But delaying the Shadows will at the very least win them time to cut all the sweet baby from the game. But what's most curious about his statements is that Ubisoft has a page called the company's Diversity, Inclusion, and Accessibility, which states that they are putting diversity and inclusion at the heart of everything we do, means providing an environment where employees can thrive, building open-minded communities where players can connect, and creating games that reflect the diversity of the world we live in. It also asserts, "We will create gaming experiences that push representation forward by embedding diversity and inclusion across our processes, increasing representation in our teams, and offering access to resources that help teams to build more authentic, inclusive, and accessible gaming experiences." Which sound just what the CEO just said that they are not doing so. Who is lying? On top of this, the company has allegedly been engaging in illegal activity by discriminating against men for almost half a decade. The company's Develop at Ubisoft program declares that in order to be eligible for it, you must identify as a woman or a non-binary individual. All of this has caused not just gamers to be skeptical about Ubisoft's statements, but even financial analysts, as a financial analyst described Ubisoft's sales collapse and its delaying of Assassin's Creed Shadows a total meltdown. And the company's stock collapse proves that true. Valiant Renegade specifically reacted to the stock price crashing nearly 20% since the market opened this morning around 9 HOS. He stated, "A little over 4 years ago, Ubisoft was trading at nearly $90, 9 euros. And 4 years and 7 months later, here we are 9 euros. That means the company has shed 90% of its total market capitalization. And right now, as this continues on, this is going to make Ubisoft worth probably less than $1 billion on the open market by the end of trading today." According to a report from Reuters, AJ Investments, which itself holds around a 1% stake in Ubisoft, claims it has gathered support from 10% of the French video game publisher's shareholders. The company also reiterated its position, "We call on the management of Ubisoft to allow the sale of the company to third parties or private equity firms at a fair price." Renegade reacted to this saying, "Ubisoft, of course, has made no comment on this, but as I stated earlier, I think that 10% is going to continue to expand, and it's going to happen probably pretty quickly after today. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Yves Guillemot may not be the CEO there anymore before Assassin's Creed actually manages to release in February, if, of course, it still manages to release in February," he added. He also adds that the delay is not to polish the game, but for the company to break even on its fiscal year. He stated, "Once Ubisoft canceled their worldwide press events, even pulling out the massive Tokyo Game Show, the writing was on the wall that AC Shadows was going to get pushed back. Ubisoft obviously saw what was coming, and that was likely a serious underperformance of sales upon the game's initial release date target of November 15th. Ubisoft says the next 90 days will afford them time to polish the game, but they also seem desperate to release it before the end of their fiscal year on March 31st, 2025, as profitability guidance has concurrently been adjusted down, with the game maker basically hoping to just maybe break even on the year, Valiant Renegade added. So is this the beginning of the end for Ubisoft? Will Ubisoft change for the better? Or is this just more in the Ubisoft saga? Only time will tell. What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all things gaming. I'll be covering more developments, so stay tuned.